I got God spirit in me, ready to throw these demons in my phone. They stay friends like AI, making it up as they go. Ink is cheap, but on a check, I'm in a new tax bracket. Whoa, new clothes, new drip, FaceTime. You know I'm on beast mode. This supposed to be paradise. You know my wrist stay froze, surrounded by the conflict. They stay begging for the smoke. They stay in fire. I put them in the kitchen on the stove. Now let me cook for a minute. Some all these plates till they gone. See my heart is made stone. It's on my sleeve. I put it on.
Ultra warrior. Kid Truth, I see you. Somebody's dying.
They say I'm hurting all these feelings.
Right.
The way I touch these racks.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Back to back, back to back, back to back. The crime epidemic has reached a level so dangerous.
Highest in my city. You can see it in HD. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I said earlier, there's only one. Keys to the kingdom, you see me sitting on the throne. God still in me,
RCW early.
Friends like AI, making it up as they go. Ink is cheap, but on a check, I'm in a new tax bracket. Whoa, when it's time to relocate, I'm talking brand new real estate. Ain't no limits to the sky, ain't no wings.
All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we came to do. Yeah, man. Here we go.
It's like I'm stuck in time.
What do we got here, ladies and gentlemen?
It's like a curse, and I can't escape it.
There we go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming.
Morning,
I'm
Hector.
back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage, the tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. And I can really turn to a maniac.
Yeah.
Guess we going viral cause my Zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they is my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
Let's go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I'ma take off in a spaceship.
Here it goes.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
Yes.
It was
It
radical.
was.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
Cut it after
It's like deja vu.
Yep.
It's like deja vu.
All right.
It's deja vu when
I will.
I'm like the Terminator
All right,
screaming.
DJ, go ahead and kill the music. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let's get this show started. All right, we are once again back in the Thunderdome, ladies and gentlemen, doing what we all love and enjoy to do. All right, so let's get started before we kick this show off. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus. Or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, all right? There's nobody more honest than me. I really do promise to tell you nothing but the truth. So help me God. All right, the second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm the most humble. There's nobody more humble than me on social media. Listen, if I get it wrong, I really will be the first to apologize. It just turns out I haven't been wrong that much lately, you know. And just because your feelings are hurt, it doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It most likely means there's something you need to do on your end to get on the right side of the situation, all right? And then the last and final H, Nutty, I see you. The last and final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain the most handsome. No lies detected. I am the most handsome. I mean, you all know that, all right? Now, many of you are familiar with what we do on this side of TikTok, all right? You're no stranger to what we do. What we do is very special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. Yes, as some like to say, we hurt their feelings, but this is what we got to do to get this country back on track, all right? And so along those lines, I must give a bit, you Trump supporters, MAGA, a heads up. This is going to be a very comfortable experience for you. More than likely, this is going to make you ruin your breakfast. I know a lot of you are eating breakfast around this time. Good morning, everyone. I know a lot of you are eating breakfast at around this time. It's 6:30 a.m. over here in California, and I know it's 9:30 on the East Coast, and you might be somewhere between, or even on on another side of the planet. I don't know where a lot of you are from, but I know a lot of people from all over the world listen to this show. Listen. If you are lactose intolerant, I'm going to ask you to do me a huge favor. If you're lactose intolerant, go ahead and leave this live, exit stage left, because I guarantee you there's going to be an overwhelming amount of evidence and truth and facts coming out of this live, and it's going to make you feel uncomfortable, all right? But you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here
we go.
Then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
A lot of them do.
if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Right.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And that's a fact, all right? Now let's get this show on the road, all right? So where do we want to start here, ladies and gentlemen? Normally I have a speech queued up. But you all know where we're at right here in the United States of America. After I do my morning shows, I got other things to do, and people, on a lot of both sides of the aisles, they tend to send me invites and to go in there and be a part of the discussions. And so, my good friend Day, who's on the other side of the aisle, but he did an excellent job yesterday. Good morning, Ange. He did an excellent job hosting a space that allowed MAGA and Republicans and MAGA Republicans to, have discussions the best way we could with each other, in the most, I would say, passionate way possible. And one thing I walked away from these conversations with you Trump supporters is this. A lot of you are proud to be poorly educated. A lot of you are not able to have articulate conversations and, know how to get your point across. You struggle to do that. And when you get pressed against the wall because of your lack of information, you default to what I call sign language, right? The shame, the insults, the guilt, the need to be right. These are the tactics MAGA is using right now to try to express what's going on inside of them. And so I've been talking to a lot of folks on the right, even some that are my relatives. And one thing is clear. Donald Trump and his supporters are very, very afraid. 2024 is the year of accountability for MAGA, and Donald Trump and his supporters right now are terrified. They're terrified because this is the year that they know that there's going to be a great separation, all right, between them and their leader, because all the evidence is coming out that Donald Trump is a criminal on multiple fronts. They get it here. One of them, this guy, his name was Trouble. And I don't even know why he made it an acronym. T stands for something, R stands for something, O. Each one of the letters in Trouble stood for something. I didn't probe to ask him because I know this individual only has a limited education and his heart is really dark. But I said, this is alarming at so many levels, MAGA. And so what's really going on? So there's a psychology, ladies and gentlemen, that we really do need to address with the Trump supporters, all right? And it has to do with their obsession with conspiracy theories. Yeah. They're obsessed with conspiracy theories. One of their conspiracies, for instance, is something like this. Well, Zeus, what are you going to do to fix the crime-ridden cities? Right? Because they're saying a lot of the inner cities, those places are Democrat ran and they're saying they're full of crime, but they don't care that some of these places are red states. That doesn't matter. Their whole thing is it's the crime-ridden cities. And I have to say this to you Trump supporters. The biggest criminal currently in the United States of America is your leader, Donald J. Trump, with his 91 felonies. I'm pretty sure the crimes Donald Trump is committing is definitely off the charts when we're measuring him up against the average criminal. I bet you your bottom dollar. Don't talk to me about a little smash and grab when we got a person running for president that you support who stole our national security documents. This guy, yeah, falsified business records. Yeah, paid those hush money payments. That's the criminal. Yeah, MAGA, you have a huge problem on your hands, and we will make sure that when it is all said and done, Donald Trump is in prison, and all of you who support him are going to be broke and in prison. And like I say, the ultimate MAGA reward is jail, and if you don't get your soul right, hell. I know I'm on fire this morning, but you must not have heard me when I said it earlier. All right, I see a lot of them are triggered out there.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy
Let's get this show
in
started.
the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply,
Let's
can
go.
leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, so let's talk about MAGA today. Okay, and this is what it is. This is a psychological issue right now MAGA has to deal with. A desire to disrupt the established political system is a strong motivator for sharing conspiracy theories. This is what new research is suggesting. This is regardless of the sharer's belief, the theories they're sharing are true or not. Researchers have a term for this hunger for sabotage. They call it a need for chaos. Let me say that again. A need for chaos. MAGA, a majority of you, a bulk of you, are agents of chaos. I'm saying it to you today with your Iron Dome defense for your leader, Donald J. Trump, and his crimes. While we all engage in conspiracy thinking, to a certain degree, some of these beliefs can become dangerous. The increasing propagation and power of misinformation online, some fueled by vested interests, has created a strong motivation to investigate the psychology behind conspiracy thinking. All right? Expanding on previous research, Carleton University political scientists, you can go look this up, all right? They surveyed 3,336. Here we go again with those polls. Individuals in the United States divided evenly across each side of the political spectrum, and they posed questions to probe if the respondents were more likely to share conspiracy theories because they believed them, to sound an alarm, or due to a need for chaos. All right? Surprisingly, the new data doesn't support the hypothesis that promoters of conspiracy theories are sounding the alarm to bolster support against a perceived opponent. No, they're not sounding an alarm. No. This would have indicated that the conspiracy sharers motivated to support the cultural group they most identify with. Instead, a need, this is what it is, a need for a chaos. A need for chaos was a stronger indicator of whether or not the volunteers believed they were willing to spread a conspiracy theory. A lot of you Trump supporters, you just want to spread conspiracy theories. All right? As the research is observational and based on self-reported answers, a team can't contribute the motivation directly to the act of sharing, but they did account for a multitude of factors that might influence the results, including how political the respondents are, their inclination for trust, their age, their gender, their ethnicity, and their income. Here we go, MAGA, this is for you. Those who believe the conspiracy theories are more likely to share them if they also share the need for chaos. Again, if you share the need for chaos, this is what you do. But this motivation doesn't necessarily require people to believe what they are sharing either. They don't believe what they're sharing. Instead, the chaos seekers seem to feel justified adding to the flood of online misinformation either as an attack against the establishment that's not working for them, or merely to mitigate boredom, as indicated by strong agreement to the statement. This is what Struggles does. You all know who Struggles is. You are all poorly educated. This is what we're saying. You all feel like your ideas to go against the system are the most smartest ideas out here. And the research research you can't comprehend because you only got an 8th grade education has showed the world just how ridiculous all of you are. All right, previous research has also confirmed fooling someone else can also provide a momentary sense of control. That conspiracially inclined may be lacking elsewhere in their lives. You know, a lot of these Trump supporters, they got these big black pickup trucks, right? This is what they like to do to make themselves feel powerful. They spread conspiracies and misinformation to make themselves feel smarter than you. Okay, our findings prove strong evidence to suggest individuals are willing to share conspiracy theories on social media, not only to reinforce existing beliefs, but also to mobilize others against the entire political system. This is sad, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end of the day, it's indicative of what is going on with MAGA, all right? And a lot of this, ladies and gentlemen, they say comes from their lack of standing in the communities that they're in. Maybe they're struggling financially, right? And this is what you hear a lot of Trump supporters complaining about. So with this being said, and now that we know that these Trump supporters, we already knew, but we now got a way to label them agents of chaos, join me in giving MAGA, whether it's a brand. You know, they say MAGA is a brand. Whether it's a person you know that supports Donald Trump, whether they call themselves MAGA or not. Listen, if you vote for Trump, you're MAGA. Join me in giving these agents of chaos our first round of what? Booze and shame. MAGA is a what? MAGA is a brand? Is that what someone said out there? well, why don't you brand? Why don't you call yourself MAGA then? If all it is just a brand, why don't you just simply accept the fact that you're MAGA? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. And explain to me the brand behind it. What does the brand represent? You know, I really would love to hear. All right. Next, ladies and gentlemen, hold on a second. Hold on. I don't want to do that just yet. I'll get back to that. All right. I really will. I think this is where I want to go. Sorry. We're going to talk about court smacks down Trump's immunity appeal demand in the E. Jean Carroll civil case. I want you Trump supporters to understand this. I am not going to stop covering. Thank you, Tasha, for the subscription. Thank you for the subscription. All right, you're doing God's work. I am not going to stop covering Donald Trump at all. You can kiss that goodbye. But I'll go back and I'll say I'll consider it. Are there any Trump supporters out there? I've made this offer and I haven't made it in a while. I am willing to move on, all right, and cover other things if you Trump supporters can agree with me on a couple of things, all right? Can we all agree that President Biden didn't steal the 2020 election, MAGA? MAGA, can we agree on that? If you don't want me to talk about your leader like this, we got to agree on these things. Let's agree. Look at that. No, look at that. Look. Oh, my God. Well, all bets are off. Can we agree that Donald Trump is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th, perhaps, MAGA? Can we agree on that? Wow. All this time that has passed. I mean, come on. All this time that has passed, MAGA. Can we put this behind us and move on like adults? No? How about this? Can we agree that President Biden and Hillary Clinton aren't guilty of any crimes? Can we agree on that? No? Wow. Well, with that being said, it's going to be business as usual. I'm going to keep bringing down this heavy hammer. And I hope you all rot in hell. All right, listen, I don't mind waking up sending MAGA straight to hell. People ask me, how do you sleep at night, Zeus? With all the work that you do, you make a lot of Trump support. I said, you know what? I sleep like a baby. Yeah. I'm only facilitating them getting to their ultimate destination, all right? A high court denied former President Donald Trump's demand to rehear his civil immunity claim in the case of E. Jean Carroll. The former journalist, he's been found liable of defaming, all right? Trump was seeking from the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit a so-called en banc hearing in which every judge on the circuit reconsiders the decision of a three-judge panel. The single-page ruling denying Trump's request did not elaborate or provide a detailed explanation. The former president has been claiming immunity in various cases. Clickbait, why are you so jealous of Zeus? It's like the jealousy of Trump against Obama. Wow, April, you're spot on. Okay, clickbait, trick babe, trash babe, whatever we call them, right? And and I gave him the name clickbait. All right, he has a low self-esteem, right? He's an agent of chaos. He knows he's not as handsome as Zeus. He knows the only way he gets attention is to somehow be in the presence of Zeus. All right, but listen, pay this MAGA-possessed demon little to no mind. You know what we call him? He's Yosemite Sam out there in the comments section, right?
Dirty Turkish artifact,
Yeah, whatever, right? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump another round of boos and shame because only his supporters believe in this idea of presidential immunity. Only his supporters do. No one else, not even him, but they do, and they send him their money. Let's give him some boos and shame. Thank you, In Excess. All right. Listen up. Listen. This is what it's all about, right? And I normally like to keep it clean on this live, but this is what it's all about. This is why I wake up every single day. Clickbait, please read that. It ain't over until Donald Trump goes to jail, right? And we gotta keep it clean. Oh my gosh. I know a lot of you are going, Zeus, I can't believe you did that. I'm like, I know, but I had to do it, okay? I had to do it. Listen, it came from a good place, right? I know I'm going to get in so much trouble about that. All right, let's move on. All right. Where are my blacks for Donald Trump at out there? Any blacks for Donald Trump out there? Please, by show of hand. Graybeard, are you out there? Blacks for Trump? Anybody out there, blacks for Trump? I would love to talk to you about this. All right. Good morning, Superwoman. All right. Got some bad news. Black Americans would feel the sting of a Republican budget cut proposal. This is serious. And this is indicative to what I think might also be going on in the hood, in the community. You know, they always talk to me, Zeus, you don't got any ties to the hood. Yeah, oh my God. When Charlotte Plains saw the toll that lead paint took on her granddaughter, she was able to get the hazardous substance scrubbed from her home thanks to a federally funded program that Republicans in the United States House of Representatives want to cut. Ladies and gentlemen, we got black folks out here. Can you believe this in 2023? They got lead paint on their houses, and the government is actually spending money to help them fix this, right? And what's so interesting is these same MAGA-possessed demons that don't understand this kind of stuff is being done by our government, other things that are going on. They only want to focus on some of the things that aren't working for them, and then they use just that little bit to come up with this conspiracy mindset that somehow the government is against them and oppressing them and holding them back, and that the only solution to all of this is to vote for Donald Trump, all right? And this is why I keep telling the blacks for Donald Trump, wake up. You're in that one movie. You ever seen that movie, Get Out? This is what a lot of these Trump supporters are. They're in that movie, Get Out. Go watch it. The teacup part, all right? You're being hypnotized by Donald Trump's lies. You're being hypnotized by Trickbait's black truck, right? Wake up! Black Americans, including Plains, a 66-year-old grandmother in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, would be disproportionately hit by this and many other cuts lawmakers are pushing as Congress faces a government shutdown deadline this month. No amount of lead is considered safe. Let me say this again to you blacks for Trump. no amount of lead is considered safe. Go to your chemistry classes, all right, and look on the periodic table and look at the element lead, okay, and make sure you understand what that does to your body. It's poison. And if you knew your history, you knew they used that in paint before, all right? They used to put it in gasoline as well, and it does a lot of damage to your mental, all right? All right, you might want to go get checked out, all right? Her now 11-year-old granddaughter, Loyalty Johnson, suffers significant developmental delays from a substantially elevated blood level above the threshold set by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The CDC, the same government that you're saying you don't trust, is coming out and actually telling you the lead is unsafe. The same government you don't trust is keeping the airplanes in the sky. The same government you don't trust is protecting your special behind. So when people get online and they say, I don't trust the United States government, you gotta go to the next level with them and say, well, which part of the government don't you trust with your special behind? You're not that smart, MAGA. All right, a 2020 study published by the National Institutes of Health, another federal agency, part of the government, found that black children had 2.8 times higher odds of elevated blood lead levels compared with white and Hispanic children. Do you understand, MAGA? And they're trying to cut the funding so that you can continue to remain poisoned. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this woman had over $15,000 worth of lead paint damage that needed to be repaired, and it was the government that helped her get it replaced free of charge so that she could use that money to take care of other things going on. So what we gonna do, ladies and gentlemen? Join me in giving these Republicans, these MAGA-possessed demons, another round of booze and shame because they continue to vote against their best interests and portray themselves as victims, and they don't understand why. Let's give them some booze and shame. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave.
You know, Trick Bait, why haven't you left the United States, Trick Bait? If you don't like President Biden and all of you Trump supporters, can any of you please answer why you have not left the United... Jimmy, why haven't you left? Why not move to the South? Go all the way deep in the South. If you don't like the Democrat cities, right, the Democrat state, why not just leave? We've offered, my good friend Nutty, we had money set aside. The Russia Fund. Any of you Trump supporters, we were willing to get you first-class trips to Russia and all this other stuff, and you refused to take us up on our offer. I just don't get it. But you know who decided to leave? I'll give you... Kevin McCarthy. He left. He did leave. I guess Kevin McCarthy realized what Zeus and the Democrats have been saying is true after all right? And I just want to point this out. Kevin McCarthy's final act of retribution totally screws over the House GOP. All right? Kevin McCarthy's formally ended one of the most lamentable political careers in American history when he resigned from the United States House seat that he had occupied since 2007. All right? Hardly anyone noticed. Everyone seemed to be ready to forget that the last of the Young Guns, the moniker that was adopted by McCarthy along with fellow failed Republican leaders Paul Ryan and Eric Cantor, had ridden out of town. McCarthy says he plans to serve America in new ways. In reality, McCarthy is serving McCarthy's shamelessly setting himself up for what most observers expect to be a new career as an influence peddler / lobbyist. All right. But this is the part that matters the most. All right. While McCarthy's kiss off to the caucus and Johnson's planned exit on January 25th, Republicans will be left with a nail-biting narrow 2 219 to 213 majority, meaning that if it were just two Republican representatives fail to show up for the party line vote, or if they reject the party whip for whatever reason, the Democrats could get the upper hand. Right. And one more thing. This is what they're saying McCarthy did. By choosing to quit at the end of the 2023, McCarthy took with him one thing that he had to offer his fellow partisans: protection for their rapidly dwindling majority. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, or I should say fortunately, Kevin McCarthy was saving MAGA from themselves, all right? But now that he's gone, it's all downhill, all right? So we already see him leaving right now, which is a sign that the end is near. Join me in giving the House what they deserve, the Republican House in Congress, all right? Another round of booze and shame! I tell you folks, you cannot make this stuff up. You really can't. All right? You really can't make this stuff up. And this is why I get up and do exactly what I do every single day. All right? Because I'm not lying about anything. Wait a second. What have I lied about? What have I lied about? MAGA is single-handedly destroy, or they're trying to destroy this country, and we're just not going to let them. All right? Let's move on to our next topic. Trump businesses got $7.8 million in foreign payments during his presidency. Uh-oh. Where's James Comer? Where's Jim Jordan? You know who we call him. Pinky and the Brain. Where are they?
Chief, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky
James
and the
Comer!
Brain. One is a genius.
Jim
the
Jordan!
other's insane. They're laboratory mice. Their genes have been spliced. They're Pinky and the Brain. Brain.
Where are you? You got the dirt!
Before each night is done, their plan will be unfurled by the dawning of the sun. They'll take over the world. The Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. The twilight campaign.
$7.8 million. Ladies and gentlemen, you won't believe this. Somebody called an FBI.gov website, whatever he said. Donald Trump's businesses received nearly $8 million in payments from foreign governments while Trump was president. According to research, where Russian bears, we're going to talk about this today. And I want to go to Days Live, Russian bears, and I want you to explain this to me. I thought he divested himself. Unlike Republicans in their effort to pin corruption on President Joe Biden, Democrats in the House Oversight Committee have receipts, more than 400 pages of them showing payments to Trump businesses from foreign officials likely seeking to influence United States government. Trump refused to divest from his business empire when he became president, creating an opportunity for anyone hoping to win his favor to put money straight into his pocket by staying at his hotels. Wow! When he arrived in the House, Trump was determined not only to keep this well-branded global corporate empire going, but to seize a new and unprecedented opportunity to make it ever more lucrative for himself and his family. The House Oversight Committee's Democrat staff, led by Jamie Raskin, said in their report, quote, "It would soon become clear that he viewed the presidency as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for self-enrichment and profit maximization, courtesy of some of the most corrupt governments in the world." Ladies and gentlemen, once again, like I've been saying, every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession. We have caught Donald Trump involved in influence peddling. All right. Governments like Iran, China, Russia, North Korea, they were all paying him. Now it makes sense why Kim Jong-un was sending him love letters, right? Join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame because we caught him committing crimes. And you know what they should do? They actually should impeach him again. Let's give him some booze and shame. Wow, I don't believe nothing you Trump supporters say. Every time you get out here and you start lying and crying, I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. Every time you Trump supporters get out here, you start lying and crying. It's you really trying to project what you're mad at your leader about onto us. But you know you're too scared. You're too scared to tell Donald Trump that he's a criminal. This is the problem with you because you know what he'll do. He won't let you smell his dirty diaper. Huh? Is that what it is? You know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the other thing I forgot to mention. If you go and listen and really hear Trump supporters today, there's fear. There's fear in what they're saying. They're afraid. They're terrified. They can't believe President Biden is doing what he's doing, passing a significant amount of legislation in the face of adversity. You've gone after this man's son. He hasn't responded by attacking the media. He hasn't done that. He hasn't went and attacked his rivals online. He barely makes any comments about Donald Trump. And yet, all these Trump supporters, they're afraid. They're terrified. And we're right where we want you. We want you on the ropes. Get ready for this TKO that is about to come. Yeah, because when you got the likes of Jack Smith, Fonnie Willis, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James on your behind, there's only one outcome. Jail. You're going to jail. All the conspiracy theories, they don't work. I'm going to be honest with you. None of the conspiracy theories that you got, none of them work when you go to jail. You're going to be treated just like everybody else. Yeah, you're going to wake up when they say wake up. You're going to eat the food. There's no menu when you go in there. They're not going to go, because you supported Donald Trump, we're going to go ahead and give you the 5-star dinner. They're not going to do that to you. You're going to be treated. And you should have listened to Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani is now even starting to sound like a criminal. Right? If you take me to jail, you got to take Trump to jail. It's going to be a lot of jail talking this year, MAGA. I'm telling you, you better open up your minds and get ready and embrace it. All right? Let's talk about this, though. The Supreme Court is expected to determine whether Trump can keep running for president. This is good news. The Supreme Court is expected to determine whether former President Donald Trump can keep running for the White House. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, many of us heard it yesterday. Trump appealed a ruling from the Colorado Supreme Court that he is ineligible for the presidency because he violated a rarely used constitutional prohibition on those who hold office having engaged in an insurrection. On Tuesday, he appealed a similar ruling from Maine's Democratic Secretary of State, but it's the Colorado appeal that's most significant. That's because the nation's highest court has never before ruled on Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, adopted in 1868 to prevent Confederates from regaining their former government posts. Mags, thank you for the subscription. Whatever the Supreme Court decides applies to Colorado will apply to all 49 states, including Maine. And I want to say this. You read this part, it says, they adopted it in 1868 to prevent Confederates from regaining their former government posts. So with that being said, MAGA, I want this to, I know you're not that intelligent, so I'm going to break it down for you. All right, I got to do this. They don't want Confederates to be president, right? So they made a rule that said they can't be. And in that rule, they said, whether we convict you or not, we're not going to allow it. That's what this is about. You know how many Confederates there were? There's just no way they could actually take every single Confederate to court and convict them to prevent them. So there has to kind of be this understanding. And this part about whether or not the president is an officer, I got to break it down to you, MAGA. It's one of those things where it shouldn't have to be stated. we shouldn't have to say, for you special folks out there, we shouldn't have to say we can't have a president that's a Confederate or insurrectionist. That's just obvious, MAGA. All right. So while you are hung up on all of these other, I call them, you heard of ghost buses, right? You know that? You got these ghost cases that MAGA keeps referencing. These ghost policies and stuff. This is beyond precedent, Zeus. Yeah. While y'all worried about them ghost cases, we over here looking at reality and helping you understand there's just no way in hell Donald Trump, who engaged in an insurrection, will ever be president, whether you like it or not. And you can go cry. I'm sorry actually, I'm not. I know I ruined your breakfast once again. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving MAGA what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. A couple of more topics, and then I'm going to open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. You know what really makes me happy? I'm gonna tell all of you folks this. Is when I get a Trump supporter to come in my box and they're completely unhinged. They come up and they got these corny jokes they like to try. What does FJB stand for? What did he say? Something about jelly beans? As if he outsmarted Zeus. And they get up here and they yell and they call you a bunch of nasty names. Yeah. Let all that hate out, MAGA. Let it all out, because I got something for you. You just keep waiting right there. Just get on TikTok and let all the hate out. I got something lined up for your special behind. I got something special for MAGA, all right? You just keep on waiting, all right? I'm a very patient guy. If you didn't know me, if you didn't know that about Zeus, one thing you should understand is I'm very patient. You ever seen the Discovery Channel, right? There's some of these animals, they just sit there and they just wait until the prey gets right next to them, and then boom! What happened? Oh, that's what happened. Yeah. Next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Let's go to the next topic. We only got a couple of more, and then we're up and away. What is it that I want to talk about next? All right. I mean, I just want to make sure you Trump supporters understand this is serious. This is very serious. All right. Trump's lawyer Alina Habba reveals that he's scared about the Supreme Court. MAGA, if you're not paying attention to what I've been saying, haven't you noticed that the temperature's going up? Right. The temperature's going up right now. It's like all of a sudden you're going to start hearing a lot more talks about Donald Trump going to prison. You're going to start hearing a lot more talks about the cases not going his way. This is all leading up, MAGA, to you ultimately being separated from your leader. Yeah, you're going to be torn away from Donald Trump. You really are. And you're gonna, and your families are gonna be torn as well, because now that your leader is in prison, you got to explain to your partner, you got to explain to your children, right, why you are supporting a criminal to that degree. You're gonna have to explain to them why President Biden and the Democrats are winning, and why you were lying the whole time. Yeah, I got something special for you, Trump supporters. Donald Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba, revealed details of her client's secret fears in a conversation with Fox News yesterday, all right? Speaking to Marla McCollum, Habba confessed that Trump is scared that the Supreme Court will rule against him in his presidential immunity claims. Where are the TikTok lawyers at? I want to talk to all the lawyers about TikTok presidential immunity. Snuggles, HVAC Bushmaster. We haven't had a conversation about presidential immunity in a long time. It's almost as if it's faded to the dark, faded to the abyss, like the 22-380 conversations. Bring us the newest update about this immunity, especially with the classified documents. All right. Trump is waiting for the appeals court to rule on whether he had absolute immunity from criminal prosecution, claiming actions were taken in his official capacity as president. It is expected it will end up at the Supreme Court, which has already ruled against a similar immunity claim regarding a civil lawsuit filed by Capitol Police. Congress members caught up in January 6th. Hopper's comments come after so-called Trump whisperer Maggie Haberman told CNN that he has concerns that justices he appointed don't want to be seen ruling in his favor. No, Jimmy, this isn't CNN news. The Supreme Court really did rule that Donald Trump could be sued, okay, because he was engaging in activities outside of the realm of his duties as president. That's not CNN. That's reality. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving MAGA once again another round of booze and shame. All right. Last and final topic. Oh my gosh. And ladies and gentlemen, this topic right here, this one's going for the history books. Now, many of you know one of my favorite topics is to cover what happened to all the insurrectionists who attacked our Capitol on January 6th. So if this part of the show triggers you, you can go ahead and leave. All right, you can go ahead and leave. I won't be offended. I get it. It's not for everybody. Baby again today. I'll be up tomorrow. All right, Takesha. All right. I hope everything's okay. This part of the show definitely is one of my. I don't like to do it, but I do it because, like Swerve said, we got to shock these Trump supporters into reality, and this is a good way to do it. So, the feds are seeking a maximum jail sentence for a Trump supporter targeted by false flag conspiracy theories that he was an FBI plant. Does anybody know who I'm talking about? Does anyone know who I'm referring to? Well, how many of you are familiar with Ray Epps, huh? How many of you are familiar with Ray Epps, right? I actually use Ray Epps in my song. You know, Ray Epps, ladies and gentlemen, Snuggles, J Bear, and all you MAGA demons. What do you have to say now? Now that they're trying to put Ray Epps in prison, do you still think he's an FBI plant? Woo! You cannot make this stuff up, all right? Federal prosecutors want the Arizona man at the center of a disproven right-wing conspiracy theory about forces behind the January 6th attack on the Capitol, and who himself allegedly continues to amplify baseless rumors about suspected rioters, to spend months behind prison. Snuggles, I expect to hear from you today, Snuggles. I really do. All those videos you put up on your multiple accounts about how Ray Epps was an FBI plant, I would love to get you to come up in here and explain why this FBI plant is now going to prison. You Trump supporters, I tell you, the government notes that James Ray Epps Sr., 62 years old, is in several ways a victim and a target of the fervor of supporters of former President Donald Trump, but participated in the destruction that day when thousands of them descended on the Capitol as Congress was set to certify Joe Biden's 2020 electoral win. Prosecutors say he should spend 6 months in prison, the statutory maximum for the disorderly conduct misdemeanor to which he pled guilty to, followed by 1 year of supervised release. Epps has agreed to pay $500 in restitution towards the nearly $3 million in damages caused to the Capitol, the government said. Epps was seen in Washington on January 5th and January 6th participating in various pro-Trump activities, including attending the so-called Stop the Steal rally that preceded the march on the Capitol. At one point, he was seen talking to accused Proud Boys member Ryan Samsel, who was part of the charge at the area known as the Peace Circle that resulted in at least one police officer suffering a head injury. This is what I am talking about. The conspiracy theories. They don't work when it's time to go to prison. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have now added another nail in the coffin of this conspiracy theory with Ray Epps pleading guilty and facing sentencing. The same Ray Epps that they accused of being an FBI plant, Antifa, whatever. Join me once again in giving MAGA and Ray Epps another round of booze and shame. And because he's been convicted, you know what we got to do? Let's send him off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
He's talking to you, MAGA. You intruders. You poorly educated fools. You vassals of transgression. You let this orange clown, who puts a bird's nest on his head every morning, paints himself orange, and puts a diaper on and poops on himself. You let him convince you to actually spend your money to fly to a rally called Stop the Steal. The name itself was a red flag. Stop the Steal? What the heck? Why would I put myself in the middle of a crime? But your special behinds flew there. And you didn't just fly. You Googled what you wanted to do, left evidence, because you don't know how technology works. You think you're smart, but you're not. You're dumb. Rented cars, went to hotels, hooked up with each other at cafes, drank some alcohol together, brought weapons, and you thought you were going to get away with it. You thought you were going to save America because Donald Trump tricked you into doing it. You went to that ellipse, you listened to his rally speech, and you got all radicalized. And you said, we're going to go to the Capitol and we're going to save Donald Trump, only to get there and get into a lot of nasty mess right with Donald Trump. And did he show up? Nope. He didn't show up at all. And then, after the end of everything, he tells you, you don't represent our country. He said, you don't represent our country, and you will pay. And with that, that's why I say I have no problem making sure all of you pay for your sins, your dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, as well as your crime. MAGA, you're a bunch of traitors. You know, J Bear, this is why I say you're a bunch of traitors. This right here, you refuse to take accountability for this. You shouldn't have went to the Capitol. You shouldn't be out here spreading misinformation and lies. And if you did that, you might be on the right side of this. But because you continue to spread lies and misinformation, like some traitors, like some Russian assets, we got to call the demon what it is, a traitor. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the morning part of the show, and it's time to open up those boxes. Let's open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. All right, you know how this goes, right, Ange? You know, I see a lot of people out there. They're going, "Oh my God, Zeus is so mean." Hold on. Why can't it let me open up the boxes? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Were you there, Zeus? I wasn't. You know good and well I wasn't at the Capitol, Jimmy. Come on. Why would I let Donald Trump set me up like that? Come on, you know Mom raised us better than that, Jimmy. Yeah. A lot of people say I'm mean to MAGA. All right, the box is open. They say I'm mean to MAGA. They say, Zeus, why are you so mean? And I said, well, listen up, MAGA. It didn't always used to be this way between me and you. I used to be a lot nicer. Anybody that's been following me, you know, I used to be a lot nicer with MAGA. I really did. And a lot of this stuff I wouldn't have said 3 weeks ago. But we can't be kind anymore, right? We can't be kind because the gloves are off.
Everyone knows he's, and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him. I was very kind to him, but now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off. The jar has been opened.
The gloves are off and the jar has been opened. All right, good morning, Attacking. How are you doing this morning, my good friend?
Good morning, Zeus and everybody in the chat. How are you doing?
All right. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. I've already had my 2 cups of coffee. You know, Folgers in your cup. Best part of waking up.
Yeah.
Zeus, winners don't have to brag they're winning.
No.
And say it all the time. You don't have to point out that you're the best at anything. You don't have to lie to make yourself better than what you are.
Nope.
And I don't have to lie to support somebody.
Right.
But yet the Trump people have been doing that since day one in 2015.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Good morning, Shay.
Will take credit for things that he hasn't done, as we know. He will lie about things that other people have done, and he points the fingers.
Bingo.
And there are people on this site that make the comment of, when you point your finger at somebody else, you have 3 fingers pointing back at you. But they don't realize as they make that comment, it applies to them. It slaps them right back in the face.
Yeah, they're hypocrites.
They're hypocrites. They're liars. They say, well, Biden said this. And then we bring up, well, what did Trump say? Oh, I don't know that Trump said that. I didn't hear that.
Oh.
Wow.
Biden
said this. And then you say, well, Trump said that. I've never heard that. Trump said there were airplanes in the Revolutionary. Oh, I didn't hear that. You know, so it's kind of funny how all of a sudden they're so educated on certain things that Trump or Biden has said when he didn't say anything.
Right.
But when it comes to Trump and you ask him questions, well, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear this.
I wonder why.
Very, 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 very selective. Now, as we all know, these new papers, these documents have come out. I have them.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody has. I'm sure you do. And right now, the information that has come out, Trump, there is no indication that Trump has done anything inappropriate.
But he did. Wait, they did mention his name. I heard.
They did mention his name.
Guilty. He guilty. Did they mention Biden's name?
No, they did not.
Obama's name?
No, they did not.
Okay, well, they mentioned, yeah. I mean, I don't know what he did, but I did hear something about Epstein referring to Trump.
But the thing is this. If there is nothing associating Trump to doing something inappropriate, we can't blame him. And when people on this site say that Joe Biden has done something inappropriate, shame on you.
Shame!
Because if we, or I, right now, right here, saying this in front of 600 people, can say there is no information as of right now coming out that Trump has done something inappropriate with children, I'm admitting it. I'm saying, okay, he's cleared of it. I'm not going to lie that he did something other than his words out of his own mouth.
Correct.
other than his words and actions in front of people as of right now. But this other portion, we can say Donald Trump did not do something, and I can feel good about that.
Mm-hmm.
And people who lie about Trump or lie about Biden, you should feel really horrible because I'm coming out and expressing for your guy right now
Right.
that he didn't do anything inappropriate, and you people should play the same field that I'm playing on.
Fair enough. I agree.
Fair enough.
There was no evidence Trump did anything wrong. That is a fact.
As of now. As
Correct.
of now.
There might be more information coming out, is what I'm hearing from other victims.
Correct.
All right? That's what I've
Correct.
heard. But we got to call it what it is. If we can't just sit here and throw, especially allegations of that nature, right?
Correct.
To me, that's really off limits. Don't play around with folks like that.
Now the thing is with me, I don't have to lie and cheat to win. If I can't do it on my own, then I deserve second place.
Right. Fair enough. Right.
All right, I'm gonna drop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give attacking one of the bad boys a round of applause. Hey, that's a bad boy.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do?
Watch out, MAGA. We're coming for you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when Jack Smith comes to get ya? Hey! What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys,
Z-Pop! Greetings, all right, ladies and ladies and gentlemen. We got Struggles here. This is who I wanted to talk to. Struggles.
How you doing, bro? How you doing?
Yeah. Did you see the part about Ray Epps pleading guilty and being sentenced?
Actually, no, I was so involved. Hey, I don't know if you heard. I heard they found the 17,000 so votes in Georgia. Did you hear that?
So ladies and
I mean,
gentlemen,
it's a new year, baby.
Ladies and
They
gentlemen,
found the 17,000 votes.
I had to mute him. What Struggles is doing is he's jumping from one conspiracy theory to the next. But I don't want Struggles to do that. Struggles, I am talking to you about Ray Epps. Please explain. All right. Can you unmute Struggles? All right.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I want you to come and see the video of this information.
Okay, but what about Ray Epps?
What kind of sentence?
He's not FBI. He's not. Remember all those videos that you made last year?
Yeah.
You were saying he was. What was the conspiracy again? Can you run that back?
I mean, you saw the videos too. So go ahead, keep on. Let's go. You saw it with your own eyes.
But what do you think now that they're saying
the whole world saw it with their own eyes? I'm a Democrat. We've all saw it.
So you don't got an answer for your videos that you've posted leading up to here, saying
I don't even have to post a video. Did you watch the video? Everybody watched.
Yeah.
So coaxed him to the Capitol.
Okay. So you're still standing on business, huh? Uh-oh, it looks like he's on MAGA Wi-Fi. Struggles, we can't hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't hear Struggles anymore, but guess what?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, okay. Did you want to apologize?
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you, Struggle.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye, Struggle. Oh my gosh.
Struggle bubbles, struggle pancakes, struggle honey buns, struggle in the weight. Yeah, he's a struggler.
He's a struggler. He's a struggler. Struggle bubbles, struggle pancakes. Y'all like that? Let's hear that again. I think that was pretty good. That's perfect for Snuggles, right?
Struggle bubbles, struggle pancakes, struggle honey buns, struggle in the weight. Yeah, he's a struggler.
Oh my gosh, I tell you, you all make this totally exciting and worth it. I really do appreciate you. All right, Struggles. Oh, yeah. I knew he was going to come. I told you I had something special. Good morning, April. How are you doing this lovely morning?
I'm doing great. I love this for Ray Epps.
You
Isn't
do.
that great? Yeah, and I
Right.
love it for other people that he's fed. He's fed. He's the one that started it all. He told them he was an old man getting attention, felt like he was somebody.
Ringo.
That's
Tell
all
him,
it
April.
was. He was walking around dictating where people to go and do this. It was an old man getting attention. That's all he was. An old stupid MAGA man.
Bingo, that part. He was possessed that day, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah. So I love that for Ray.
Yeah.
You know, every day you bring up someone else. It's glorious. They all need to serve time.
Yeah.
But I want to address something I witnessed yesterday, Zeus.
Okay, yes.
So I sat in a live and I watched two of the other side. Jay Bear, thank you. Are you bananaing me? So I watched Jay Bear and her friend that's always in the live.
Stacy Bear?
Uh-huh.
The two Russian bears.
Yeah, and Shay was there, and
bless her.
Shay was the only one calling it out. I watched them sit there and let someone, Snacks, we all know how he is.
Oh, the hyenas. Yeah, yes.
Allowed Snacks to degrade veterans, to degrade women, and to degrade LGBTQIA community.
Wow.
It was disgusting. She could get in the box and she could have said something. She was a mod. She doesn't care about women. She's too worried about having friends that she could not call out any of this. Do you not have a backbone, Jay Bear? Do you not have anything? Because that was so disgusting. You let him degrade women. You are a woman. He says we shouldn't be in the military. We shouldn't be doing anything.
Wow.
It was in the veterans part. They allowed him to sit and degrade veterans.
Wow, Jay Bear.
So if anybody was in there, y'all remember, it was horrible. So when you sit in silence, you're agreeing with what that person says. Use your First Amendment. You're always bringing up First Amendment. Use your First Amendment.
Yeah.
So that's really what I wanted to come up, because I was so disgusted.
Wow.
And they're just complicit in all this. Because they don't want to lose any friends or whatever little followings they've got, that they'll let someone talk like that. It was horrible. It was disgusting. And you wonder why you can't get anywhere on TikTok in your behavior. You're trying to change to be nice, but you allow stuff like that. And when you sit and you're silent and let someone degrade someone like that, it's disgusting. So I'm sorry. It just, that got to me, and I just had to come up and say something. It was, oof.
Well, thank you, April.
The Trump thing with the Epstein thing getting released last night.
Yeah.
That's just the first part. There's more to be released.
Okay.
But we have other stuff that we think he is complicit in doing other stuff. We have the court case, and we have where the 13-year-old, she had a filing. We've seen that, seen the deposition, all that. But Ray Epps is fed. Okay, all right.
Well, listen, April. Oh my God, I really do appreciate the information and the updates. All right, you keep on doing God's work out here.
I will, but y'all, we've got to call out people like that, like Snacks. That's just disgusting. You shouldn't even let people like that up there.
Well, I agree, but this is what they do, right? But thank you for bringing that to everyone's attention. I really do appreciate it. All right, April?
You have a great day, Zeus.
All right, you too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful April a round of applause. This is accountability. This is the year of accountability, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the hyenas are trying to eat off the main course, but I don't let them do that. That's what they do on the right. Listen, the hyenas, they get what's left over as far as I am concerned, all right? But Jay Bear, you know what they say? You are the company that you keep. All right, and this is part of what I've been saying is going to happen as Donald Trump gets closer and closer to prison. MAGA is going to continue to unwind and unravel. All right. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hear from Jay Bear. That was a lot, and I think she should be able to respond. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Good
Jay Bear.
morning. Thank you for
Good
bringing
morning.
thank you for bringing me up. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just heard what April said. April, you really need to watch what you say because I was only up there. I had to leave because my husband had a doctor's appointment. I jumped down. When Stacy was up there, and I hope and pray, Shay, you come up here and say what you said last night because Stacy was protecting the girl. And she was a beautiful woman who was a veteran. She was a trans woman. I have no control over anyone's mouth. I cannot tell Snacks what to say or what to do. Remember this when I say this. It is Day's live. I have no control over Day's
But
powers.
can I ask you a personal question?
Period.
I get that. I get that. But what is your position on that kind of behavior? Where do
I
you
don't,
stand?
I can't, you know what? When he said it, I was blown away. My husband's like, come on, let's go because I had a doctor's appointment. I dropped down into the comments.
Is he your
I can't,
friend?
Snacks, this is, yeah, Snacks has always been my friend. Snacks
Do
says things that are out of
do you
control.
do
I have no control over his mouth.
so you're friends with a person that doesn't have the same values as you. When he
Okay,
engages
hold
in this
on.
kind of conversation, do you feel any kind of responsibility to either
Let me think.
pull
Are
them to the
you,
side and say, "Hey, listen, I get that you want to be an animal on TikTok." Do you ever say that to him? I get that you don't have a higher ability to communicate, but that's completely unacceptable. And if you don't
do,
cut it out, I'm gonna have to cut ties. I mean, that's a
okay.
conversation you can have because
Do,
a lot of us know you, Jay Bear, and you don't have a problem telling me that. I feel like you don't have a problem saying "F Zeus," right? F
I
Zeus.
can say
I
that all day long.
Right. Why is it
But
easy
can
for
I
you to
tell
say
you,
it to
well,
me and
because you're
not to
really
people?
not that good of a friend to me. Can
Oh,
I
also,
just,
so it has something to do with the goodness. Well, what makes him a good friend to you? I didn't know
hold
you and
on,
him were that.
you're not, no, don't start putting words in my mouth, Zeus.
Mm.
Because do you hold Nutty accountable for half the shit he says about me?
Absolutely,
You do not, ever. You egg it on.
absolutely.
Don't say that, because you
Ask,
egg that shit
ask,
on.
ask Nutty. I've dropped him
Attacking
from the
I'm good
box.
with. Actually, swerving I'm good with. We've cut our we've definitely shook hands. We're good now. I can actually hang out with them, so I'm not even going to bring them up. But for the,
But
hold on,
personally,
for the people that are in the comments, do you call them out for half the shit I get said about, talked about? No, I don't expect you to. That's their mouth.
I
You have no control over what they're saying to me. So
But
stop it.
Jay Bear, I know we don't got much time, and maybe this will be a
I
closet
have
of
all the
truth.
time in the
No,
world.
I know I gotta bring up the next panelist, but I'm gonna say this. All right, the issue here is there's a saying, right? You are the company you keep. And that's
You
what it
too.
is,
You
right?
too,
And
boo.
that's what it is. And so
You too.
the burden is on you to
I can
figure
name
out how
some
to.
people that are in your
But
group
but but this
that
isn't
are
about Zeus.
horrific.
All right, Jay Bear, I gotta
No,
move it
it
on.
works both ways, sweetheart. Don't,
Uh,
I'm calling
I,
out your hypocrisy.
Okay, I gotta move it on.
And
All
by
right,
the
but
way, I have a great video for you.
okay, I'll check it
It's
out. All
coming
right.
out. Yeah, you're
Okay.
going to love it.
All right. I'm gonna bring up the
Attacking,
next
tell them all
panelist.
about it.
All right, I'm gonna bring up the next
Hey, wait,
panelist,
hold on.
Jay
Hey,
Bear.
wait.
I gotta drop you. I gotta drop you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you: do we give Jay Bear a thumbs up or a thumbs down, ladies and gentlemen? Let's do it. Jay Bear. I'm gonna let the fans decide which one is it: thumbs up or thumbs down. Here we go. We're disappointed in you, Jay Bear. We really are. The fact that you can say F Zeus, F Swerve, but you can't say F to that hyena, him and his friend, right? You ever seen that movie Lion King, the hyenas? The hyenas shouldn't be able to eat the meal first. They got to eat the scraps that the lions leave behind, Jay Bear. That's how this works, all right? And you're aligned with the hyenas. Cut it out. Oh my gosh. Who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? All right. All right, we're going to bring up another guest. All right. I see we got a couple of people out there. Don't worry, I'm going to get to you. Karma, good morning. How are you
Good
doing?
morning, Zeus. Now, I have a kind of a three-pronged question.
Wait a second. This is our first time doing business?
Excuse me?
This is our first time doing business. I don't follow.
Excuse me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine, sir.
All right. All right. I said this is our first time doing business, right? We've never talked before. All right. I got to ask you some questions. All right, I got to ask you some questions first, and then we'll talk. You get your 3 minutes, all right? First question. In your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
Absolutely not.
Okay, you got that one right. Nice. Next question. In your opinion, who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
If you want to, there's a list: John Eastman, Rudy Giuliani, Donald J. Trump.
Okay. I'm assuming you're being honest. Some people come in here and they do this.
You're about to find out once I answer these questions.
Okay, and then the last and final question: do you think President Biden or Hillary Clinton are guilty of any crimes
pertaining to
just any kind?
Not that I'm aware of. No. Sir.
Bingo. All right. You passed. All right, I got to double check because sometimes people get in the box and just say what they got to say to get to this point. Now, what do you got for us this morning?
Okay, well, my first question is truly this, and it's truly for all your MAGA people that could drop in to create hate and discontent. But my question to all of the MAGA people is this. It's very simple. What are you going to do when your fat, overgrown Oompa Loompa dies from a cheeseburger-based heart attack? What is your plan after that? What is that? What is the motivation going forward? Because all he does is create hate and discontent. Name one speech where he's talked about how anything is great. Name one thing where he's talked about how America is great. He does nothing but tour this country and talk negatively about every aspect. And the problem is that you have, MAGA people, is this. He wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire. He wouldn't let you in his club. You are not worthy of his time or his attention outside of this. He needs your $5. And you know what? As long as you're foolish enough to give $5 to a man who makes fun of you while he spends your $5 to keep his ass out of jail, you have wasted your money and your time. But my question still remains, what's the end game there? Picks up the MAGA torch, because I really believe if you drank the Kool-Aid, this old Oompa Loompa is going to die of a cheeseburger heart attack. He just is. And the second thing is this. You can't proclaim that you want immunity. You did nothing wrong. Okay?
Say that again.
You can't proclaim that you need immunity for something if you believe you didn't do anything wrong. He can't go to the courts and petition for immunity and then say, well, I didn't do anything wrong. You feel me there?
I do.
And then And then the last thing is this.
Get him.
When push comes to shove, let me ask you. He's been indicted 91 times, MAGA. My question is very simple. 91 times he's had his ass listed for something criminal. Okay? He's going to get convicted for one. He's not going to go 91-0 because he didn't even go 62-0 in the 2020 election. If you think that he's going to go 91-0 in these indictments, in these charges, keep drinking the Kool-Aid. But my question to you is this. When it is time for push to come to shove and you talk how tough you are about MAGA and you're standing behind the man, are you going to, nobody's protested and got in there and really raised hell in any of those 4 indictments. He's raised and asked and begged you all to go support him and create the hate and discontent. And you know what you've done? You've ignored him and blown him off and said, well, I'll do something for him. I'll send him $5 and that'll help him. The truth of the matter is you haven't showed up to defend the man. So my question to you, do you believe enough in him to vote?
What was that question? Say it again.
Do they believe enough in him to genuinely vote for him? If they can't show up, do you genuinely believe enough to vote? You feel me?
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. It's a great platform. I've watched many of your videos.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Karma. And listen, I gave you a follow. All right. Welcome to the kingdom, my brother. All right. I really do appreciate AJ, you came in here and you cooked those MAGA minds.
I just wanted to thank, brother. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Karma.
Fatality.
That's what you call a fatality. Oh my God! All right. I gotta move it on. All right. I see we got some. Let's go. All right. Who do we got next? Straight facts. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
How
morning,
are
the
you?
kingdom.
Good
I'm
morning.
doing just fine. And when I tell you who came up here and just talked about how Janae and them and that snacks act fooling that they're going live with
April did.
April, thank you for it was disgusting. I have never seen a display of disgust like I did the other night. They attacked that young woman and Janae sat her butt up in there and she didn't do anything, didn't talking about she had to leave with her. She what she did was she went on pause for a little while. Then I guess she decided that she was gonna leave up out of there. That's what she did. She didn't just leave right away. Excuse me, I gotta leave it. And Stacy did. She at least was a little bit decent. She protected the woman and and had a little bit of some kind words for her. But at the same time, it was disgusting. The whole thing, their racist behavior, the misogyny that ran through that room, it was so thick. I don't even think I've ever experienced that type of
wow. And you do a lot of work on your end. So for it to be a space right now where these hyenas, right, they get up there and they try to terrorize folks online, it's very disturbing. But like I've been saying, we got something special for them behinds. We do.
It was yes,
Janae?
we sure do. It was disgusting. I got something special right now though.
Oh.
So the Dems just put out something that said they got paperwork showing that Trump been getting kickbacks from foreign governments for a long time. Lots of money.
They need to impeach him then, right?
Yeah, especially from China.
Oh, he got money from China?
From China. Yeah, this is new. You gotta, yes. All kinds of foreign governments. He been getting paid out the booyang. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That's they call it influence peddling, right? Is that what they said? Yeah.
Ain't that the bride and crime family? See, y'all talking about snipping over, acting like Biden and did something. Now this is some real tea. No, Trump name wasn't on the list, but I tell you what. Hold on, baby. But I tell you what, this that just came out. If y'all MAGA still run around here in these TikTok streets talking about Trump didn't take a paycheck when he was president, y'all might as well throw that talking point right on away because we know that he took every paycheck, baby. Yours, mine, the Chinese, the Arabs, the Saudis, everybody else. Well, that's all I want to say.
He wasn't leaving a crying dime on the table.
He ain't. You know, Trump ain't left no money on the table with his broke ass. Oh, but dude,
it's over, MAGA.
It's over. It's a done deal. Y'all look like absolute special people when y'all come walking around here acting like this man is holier than thou, because he is not.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you. Straight facts, all right?
And y'all, Janae and them, y'all need to hang y'all head in shame, jamming all y'all. Y'all need to run around here in these TikTok streets and hold y'all head in shame. It was a disgusting view, and I hope we never see anything like that again. And I'm not blaming Day for nothing. He was the host of the live. It was y'all, actually.
Yep.
All right, baby. You have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you in these TikTok streets.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Straight Facts. You know how we do it over here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what it is. Get them, Straight Facts. Hey! Yeah, you know. Bye, nigga. She's a bad man with you. Yeah. Just as spicy. Thank you, Straight Facts. enhancement coming in and keeping it A1 out here in these TikTok streets. All right, another bad boy. Good morning, Brother Swerve. How you doing?
Good morning, my friend. Always a pleasure to speak with you and the rest of the kingdom.
It's always a pleasure to have you. All right.
And I wanted to echo what April was saying. Okay.
Let's get into it.
So Snack said what he said about women in the military.
Wow.
And nobody said shit. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm
keep
sorry.
it clean, but I understand the frustration,
my bad. Nobody said nothing. Then Trouble came up, or Trouble was up there before Snacks, and he said what he said, being a racist. You people need to worry about your side, and like he's got the authority to tell black people how to feel about anything. And nobody said nothing. Nobody said nothing.
Wow.
But the whole time they were in there talking about how can we come together.
Heck
Yet
no.
nobody said nothing about Trouble or Snacks.
When you did things that were inappropriate, did people say anything to you, Swerve?
What's that? I'm sorry?
When you did things that were inappropriate, did people say things to you on, some of your friends?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
the narrative
Those are
that
my
Jay
real
put
friends.
out there, the narrative that Jay Bear put out there that nobody said anything to you or nobody says anything to us when we're wrong, that's completely BS.
Yeah. I've been called out for things that I've said, and I've corrected my mistakes. Like I used to call the LGBTQI plus community my alphabet posse. And somebody, one of them got a hold of me and said, Swerve, it's kind of offensive when you call us the alphabet posse. And I can't remember why, but I said, okay, you know what? I'll adjust it.
Yeah.
I'll adjust. Not a problem. You have to take that criticism.
Yep.
And then they were talking about, well, we need to come together. And then here comes Vegas Girl. When the Civil War starts, I want to have people like Jam and Lou and you on my side. Wow. And I'm like, and nobody said nothing. Nobody said nothing because they think there's going to be some kind of civil war.
Wow.
And she started that, and nobody said nothing. They will never call out their own people. Have I said some things on this app that may be inappropriate? You bet your behind I have. Have I been called out for it? Oh, yeah. In fact, I got drugged through the mud for 7 months.
Wow.
Behind something that happened.
Wow.
After people went after my wife. Nobody cared about that. They only cared about the fact that I called women bitches. Right? That was what they cared about. And I got called out for it. Since then, I haven't called anybody except for preservative sin after she tried to use my own trauma against me. That was it. And even when that happened, nobody said nothing.
What a problem.
It's always, well, how do I get in the middle of two people talking? You speak up. You use your voice. You speak up and you say something.
You denounce it.
I had somebody in my live a couple days ago that referred to Muslims as regheads. And I was like,
what?
Okay, I got to drop you until you understand why. That is a derogatory term. That is a racist term. And I'm not going to let you spew that garbage on my live. I called him out right there in my own live. And Dane has no control over his lives.
Yeah.
As the host, he won't shut people up. He'll just go to Showtime.
Yeah. That's how he runs it, right? I get it. If you go in there, you got to understand that's what goes on in there. And part of it to me is educational, right? As ugly as it is, it's very important that I think people understand why we are committed to doing the work we're doing. It's that kind of stuff that we're basically saying we're not going to have it. And there's another way to deal with these kind of things, right?
Yeah.
But you don't got to get nasty. You don't got to get nasty and evil with these folks. Let them do what they do.
As the host, you have to have control of your live. And stop people from yelling over each other. And when I finally came up, I said, how are we going to come together? And y'all said y'all can't even stop yelling over one another. How are we going to do this? Hey, you want to have a kumbaya moment, but we can't even stop yelling over each other. And then I mentioned the conversation that Janae and I had, and Janae and I made peace, and I'm cool with that, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm going to agree with all her political views, but I'm going to try my best to make sure that I don't say anything derogatory to her in the future. And why am I doing that? Because I want to be a better person.
Yep.
Right? And they're sitting there talking about how we can come together, but you got Snacks in there talking about women in the military and how we need to protect women. Women can do whatever they want now.
Yeah.
Women are combat fighter pilots. They're flying jets. Women are gunners mates in the Navy. Women are in the Marine Corps going through sniper training.
Amen.
And we have Chief Ashley Netzker, who is a transgendered Navy SEAL, who has the full backing of FleetCom and the SEAL team commanding officer, Rear Admiral, oh crap, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But she is still a Navy SEAL, and everyone supports her. And you saw the transphobia, the homophobia, you saw trouble with the racist phobia, and he was just a flat out racist.
Yeah, I ran into these characters.
And Vegas girl, then she came in talking about a civil war, and nobody called them out. And even as I started talking, somebody immediately came up in the box, started talking over me, and I said, "Excuse me, sir." And what did I get? I got threatened by that same individual, and nobody called him out. But they want us to come together.
Absolutely not.
No, it can't be like that. It just cannot be like that. I don't care what no one says, you know. So
all right.
That's all I wanted to add, man.
Well, thank you, my brother. All right, and we're good job maintaining self-control despite the circumstances. I really do appreciate that. I really do.
Well, I try my best, and I'm trying my best, and I'm learning, and I'm becoming a better person. But believe me, Zeus, if I heard you say anything inappropriate, I would call you out on it.
Agreed. And trust me, I've been through the ring of fire, and I got other things to deal with out here besides getting into it with a bunch of poorly educated hyenas. I really do.
Exactly.
All right.
You know, like yesterday, Trouble was talking about how crime was higher in black communities, and I'm like, yeah, but when we look at crime overall, it's white men that commit the most crime, as well as the most violent crimes against women.
Bingo.
But you know what? He wouldn't want to ever sit and listen to that because the statistics that I get also come from FBI.gov, and he wouldn't want to sit and listen to that. Well, it's Joe Biden's FBI. You can't believe that.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. You get your stats from the same freaking place. What are you talking about?
Bingo.
And that's how these Trumpers are. So, listen, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get myself down because I can feel the rage coming on.
Thank you.
Like I'm about to turn into the Hulk or something.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate all you do, brother. I really do.
Not a problem, my friend. And believe me when I tell you, I will call them out, and they need to start learning how to call their own friends out.
That's it. I agree.
They need to. When you sit here and you say, I'm all about the First Amendment, and you're screaming for the First Amendment, but when you hear racism and transphobia and this garbage about a civil war, and you don't have the stones to call it out, please do not ever yell about your First Amendment rights. Don't ever yell about them.
Exactly.
You got no leg to stand on because you can't even call out the same people you call friend. If you were a true friend to them, you'd call them out on it and try to correct their behavior. Pure and simple. So, Zeus, let me get out of here. I know I went over my time. I apologize for nuttying up your life.
Fair enough.
But good evening or good morning to everyone in the kingdom down in the chat. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I will be live later on around 1 o'clock or so.
Okay.
Y'all have a wonderful day.
All right.
And doggone it, please be safe while you're doing it.
All right.
Take care, Zeus. I appreciate you, brother.
You too. And tell the missus I said hello from the kingdom. All right. Good
Certainly
job.
will.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Swerve.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool?
Hey!
If you get hot, then you must get cool.
Bad boy, mega! That was another bad boy.
What you gonna do?
Hey! When they come for you. What you gonna do, MAGA, when we come for you? I told you 2024 is going to be the year of accountability for Donald Trump and his supporters. Listen, just because we don't get to do it when we're in the spaces that we go into, it doesn't mean it won't get done. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are holding J Bear's feet to the fire. J Bear, you are surrounded yourself with some very, very terrible individuals. And it is really now up to you to make that change. Like Michael Jackson, you ever heard that song, Man in the Mirror? You know, that's what he said. He said, make that change. J Bear, you need to make that change. Because I get it. You can't change a hyena into a lion. It's impossible. I understand that part. But you can separate yourself from the pack, if you know what I'm trying to say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to our next panelist, Nutty Professor. How
you doing? So we're in 2024 right now. So there's going to be some changes in 2024.
Speak on
and
it.
I'm going to start with you, Mr. Swervin. From here on out, nobody can nutty up the live except for Nutty.
So you're saying he went over his time and he went way over.
See, because when I nutty up the live, I do it with swag and with grace. I just do it.
Okay.
So let's get that straight. But listen, Zeus, I don't. So what I have to say today is not gonna be. It's not gonna be nice.
So it's dark nutty today.
It's dark nutty.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna talk. And this is going to be a nutty up the live moment. White people, disrespectfully, stop talking about black issues. What I mean by that is I am so sick and tired of hearing white people speak on black issues when it comes to Joe Biden. They will say, to prove their point that Joe Biden is a racist, because we all know that Trump is a racist, right?
Yeah.
But to prove their point, they have 3 talking points when it comes to Joe Biden. One of the most popular talking point is, what about the 94 crime bill? What about the 94 crime bill?
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
What's
the
that?
94 crime bill sucks. It sucked.
Tell
And
him, Nutty.
Here's the thing. Joe Biden has come out and said, you know what? That was my mistake. That was my bad. But there are good things that came out of the 94 crime bill that y'all don't want to talk about. Like the Violence Against Women's Act that your Republicans allowed to expire. Like the assault weapons ban that we had that your Republicans allowed to expire. There are other multiple things that came out of the 94 crime bill that was a good thing. Not to mention that, and y'all don't believe me, fact check me, but I believe it was in July of 1994. There was a group of 10 black mayors from big cities, including Atlanta, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago. They all urged the CBC. And for you white folks who don't know what the CBC is, that's the Congressional Black Caucus.
We're taking them to school today.
They urged the CBC to support the crime bill. They had 26 of the 38 members of the CBC in 94 that voted for the crime bill. Because starting from 91, the period of the 90s, crack cocaine was an epidemic in our communities.
And a lot of folks in the black community, they had parents that was on that stuff.
Absolutely.
And the damage, you can see it in today's society. You can see the repercussions of that. That's what we're dealing with.
So even though the elements of the crime bill itself was horrible, there's some great things that did come out of the 94 crime bill. Let me move on. I hurt my time. Second thing that they want to use as a talking point is Joe Biden saying, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Oh my gosh.
How many times have you heard that?
I've heard it so many times, and it's really silly, to be quite honest.
Precisely.
They don't know context. Even if you slapped them in the head with it, they wouldn't understand context.
Before I continue, you see what's going on with my roses right there?
Yeah.
I'm pulling a Snuggles. I'm gifting myself roses. Did you see that?
Bubble.
Because when Snuggles get in your live, he likes to gift himself, and I'm like, what's the point of that? But anyway, let me move on. So
I don't know. Wow.
If you ain't black, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. I need you people to go and do some research. I know y'all don't know what that means, but figure out what research means, okay? And you can easily pull it up online. This was an 18-minute interview that Joe Biden was having with Charlemagne the God on The Breakfast Club. The host was focusing on how Biden's voting record has affected black people. They were literally talking about race and how his voting record has affected black people.
Right.
And yes, Joe Biden made the quip, like, look at my voting record. It's there. And the quip was, based on my voting record, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, because he has a record.
Yeah, tell him.
He has a voting record that is pro-black. Not just pro-black. That was a quip in me saying that, but it was pro everyone else other than white men.
You can actually go criticize his record, is what you're saying, because we can't say that about Donald Trump's, right?
Absolutely. Here's the third and final thing that they use as a talking point. Oh, well, what about what he said when he said about the racial jungle? So that was a comment that Joe Biden made in a congressional hearing in 1977.
Oh my God.
Before y'all Alabama backward, let me stop because Takesha's gonna get me.
Keep it clean.
Yeah. Before y'all was born, back in 1977.
No lies
Joe Biden stated, and I quote, non-orderly racial integration would cause his children to grow up in a racial jungle. Non-orderly racial integration. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Non-orderly.
Oh, that part.
He came out against it because that bill was non-orderly and it was going to be chaos, and he didn't want anybody, and he personalized it. He said, I don't want my children growing up in a racial jungle.
Bingo.
But you all don't know. You all don't listen to context. You don't listen to learn. You listen to respond. And you respond without doing your homework.
Thank you.
And a couple more things, and I'm going to stop nuttying up this live. So, Days Live with Janae and Stacy. Listen, Swervin is better than me. He's better than me. Because he said he was going to do his best to have his kumbaya moment, whatever, with Janae. Well, I ain't.
Oh,
I ain't.
You're done
with
it.
No, I'm not even using proper English. I ain't. I ain't. Because let me tell you why.
Why?
She's been all in these TikTok streets for the last year, talking about how much of a Christian she is, how much of this. But yet that same live that we were in together, Zeus, she was like, F this, F this, F this. Yeah. I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm like, is this the way Jesus talks?
No, it's not. Not the one in the Bible. Maybe in the Bible that she got. It's definitely a questionable book.
But I'll give it to Stacy because Stacy keeps it real. Stacy is not professing to be that Christian that Janae is. Stacy just professes to be this innocent. Oh, I talk like this, so therefore I'm nice. They like to talk. They like to talk like this because it comes across as they're innocent and they want to kumbaya and they want to sing by the fire and roast marshmallows and chocolate, and they just want to get along.
Jesus Christ.
The
Wow.
devil is a lie.
The devil is alive. Let them know, Nutty.
The devil
Well,
is a lie.
this is why we got to do the work we're doing and hold folks accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. All right?
I have more, but I'll save it for later. Thank you
All
for
right.
letting me upload.
Yeah,
You
we
have a
got to
wonderful
move it
day.
on. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Nutty Professor. No lies detected. See, a lot of these folks out here, they don't know how to behave on this app, or they behave the way that they do because they themselves have a terrible situation going on in their personal lives, right? And this is why they're upset. They don't know any of us directly, but they sit on this app, they lie and they wait and they try to set traps, right? But I'm a believer in how what I call the universal laws at work. When you dig a ditch, right, and you think you're going to put someone in it, 9 times out of 10, actually more than likely, you're actually going to end up in that ditch yourself. All right, and so for those out there, and they know exactly who they are, I got some bad news for you. You're losing. You're losers, and you will never ever be a winner in your life because you don't know what it takes to be a winner. All your life, you've been a loser. You don't know what it takes to be a champion like Zeus. You really don't. All right, let's move it on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, we got a lot of folks up in here. All right, let's go. All right, Vegas girl. I heard a lot about you. What an interesting twist. Normally my shows are about politics, but we're getting into some affairs in the kingdom today.
Well,
Vegas girl.
at first I came up to talk about Miss April because I actually agreed. But then when I hear my name mentioned and it's a blatant lie, I stand behind the shit I say
Well,
on
keep it
TikTok.
clean, please. Keep it
Sorry.
Okay, we got.
I stand behind the stuff that I say on TikTok. The word civil war has never come out of my mouth. And when you say stuff like that, you can put target on people's back on this app. But there was a woman that said that Janae and Stacy were like the most evil people in the world.
Well,
You
I think
can't
she
say
said.
stuff like that.
I think she said dangerous. I was there. She
No,
said
but okay,
they're
but
very dangerous.
would you agree though to say stuff like that? That kind of stuff can put targets on people's back.
Well, it's so funny. Personally, I've said things like that in a joking way because a lot of people say my content is dangerous. They go, Zeus. See, it's not satire anymore. It's dangerous. I've had people say that to me, and I just kind of shrug it off. I mean, when you're a content creator, that's just the lay of the land. But would you say that there's other things being said in those spaces that are?
Look, I think it's on both sides.
I mean,
and I have been like, I don't want to say, I don't know the right word to say, but because I spoke out against liberal people that I share beliefs with, I got crucified.
You spoke out against liberal people.
Some of the stuff that had been said. Yeah.
Like what? Like what?
I don't want to call out people, but attacking women and being misogynist, that's on both sides. I've been in lives where a lefty was going after a MAGA woman and saying very sexual, vulgar, disgusting things to her, and not one person on the left said anything. And when I go into a attacking's live and call him out, not attacking, but call this man out, no one says anything. It's crickets. They blame the woman. And that's why they don't like me anymore. And that's fine. I mean, that's their right. Block me. I don't give a shit.
Well, wait a second. Why you we gotta keep
I know.
it
I'm
clean.
sorry. I can't help it. I apologize. I don't want to be rude to you because you've always been nice to me.
I mean, I have the ability, what I call self-control, right? I could disagree with someone, but still be, civil for the most part. I mean, I can get passionate at times, but I do recognize how important it is for me to maintain self-control. My question is, I heard you say you've had to kind of tell people on the left that they're kind of, out of bounds. Do you find yourself having to do that with anybody you associate with on the right? Because I've been in other lives with you when you're on the right and there's things going on. But what I'm hearing today is the right just doesn't seem to have the ability to hold the right accountable.
Well, I'm not on the. I'm in the middle, so
Right.
I can call both sides out. But I have to be honest with you. The lives that I go into on the right, they don't give me a hard time. They've been nothing but nice to me. Are there people on the right that say stuff they shouldn't say and go after people?
But
But
what do you
I
do
just
in
want
those
to clear.
moments? Let me ask you a question, right? Because the conversation kind of got kicked off. There's someone on the right that's misogynist. They're a bit of a bully. They're nasty. They're ugly. And they get on this app and they terrorize veterans, women veterans. What would you say to such an individual?
I don't agree with that either.
Yeah, but
I
I
don't, I
mean,
don't agree. Look, I stand up for people. I don't care who you vote for. I'm going to stand up for you. And if
right?
I think you're out of line, I'm going to say something to you. But
Okay, but what would you say? What would you say? Let's be honest.
that I don't agree with what they're saying with.
That's all you would say?
Well, would I be given the chance to say it? I don't know. But yeah,
I mean, you could say it here on TikTok. We only got a couple people in the live. It's just you and me. What would you say to somebody that you saw on the right that was being very nasty and disgusting and mistreating women?
I would not. I would have their back, and I would say, "Don't do it."
That's all you would say.
What else would I? What else could you?
Okay, I can't force you. I was just curious. I mean, I had to get you there so that you could do it.
I don't mind have a problem with calling people out.
I just wanted to know what would be the words you would say to somebody on the right who engaged in such conduct, and I heard your answer, all right, and we're out of time though, but thank you for being as honest as you could.
Can I just clarify though something? I did not say the word civil war. Those kind of words put targets on people's backs for the nut jobs that are on TikTok that want to make threats towards people, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, people in these lives, people misspeak. They say things. They just say what's on. That to me is par for the course. You know what it is when you get online. You kind of put yourself out here, and you got to kind of be subject to criticism. I mean, this is kind of the risk we take. So I get what you're saying, and I appreciate you coming up. All right, Vegas girl.
Yeah, and thank you for letting me come up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That is Vegas Girl. What an interesting show, my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up my partner in crime, Miss Boss Diva. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus, how are you doing? After
I'm
all
right.
of this has been very interesting. You've had a
Yeah.
very, very intriguing show here, sir.
Yeah. You never know
The
how the
talk of
live is going to
TikTok,
go.
I mean, when you get on this app and you show yourself out like that,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually quite embarrassed, Zeus. I'm quite embarrassed. I'm embarrassed at the fact that brothers on this app actually have that type of mindset, man. And when I first started getting on panels and I came across a few of those people, I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't feel safe around them folks. You know what I mean? As a black woman, you wanna know that your black woman, as a black woman, your black kings are protecting you, whether you are there or not.
Right.
And when you are there, and there's crickets, there's nobody coming to your defense. I think that that's why we have to hold our own.
Right.
That's why we have to be strong in our communication and strong in our approach, period.
Right.
About everything, because of the fact that we have to hold it down. We've been holding it down. It's been in practice for a long, long time for black women.
Bingo.
And yeah, I know they out there, Tony, DJ Tony, I know they out there. But the thing about it is that when you are in those spaces, you realize as a black woman, you got to hold your own. Because they're not going to speak up for you.
Wow.
Whether you are, transgender, you bi, you whatever, whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
People don't accept the individual for whom they are. And that is I would say, nucleus of the issue. You know what I mean? Like they got, like you said, Zeus, they got personal issues.
It's what it is.
It manifests outwardly, and then everybody can see it.
Yeah.
And it's quite embarrassing, yo. That is very, I mean, yeah, okay, we can the temperature can be high enough where people, might lose a little bit of their decorum, right?
Right.
But you don't think that, they just gonna really just bring it all out. And it's all over this Donald Trump cat. Orange Jesus, yo. This is one dude creating all of this havoc.
Bingo.
Yeah,
No
it's
lies
been
detected.
brewing, y'all. Yeah, I get it. I live it. So I get it.
Yeah.
But this shit, I'm sorry, Zeus.
I got that.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
got
sorry.
it. I
I
get it.
respect that. Okay, my passions is running because at the end of the day, we all adults here though. We supposed to be all adults. Got to have children whom are very impressionable. They will mimic you. They will, carbon copy you. They're looking at us, man. We are the example.
Yep.
And it's crazy. That's why we out here fighting for this democracy. That's why we want their rights to be restored. That's why we out here doing this thing, because we understand that when they grow up, they're not going to have what we have, or even better than what we have. Like we always say, we want our children to grow up and have more than what we have. Well, at this juncture, we ain't getting none of that.
Nope.
None of that. And there's, you know what, Zeus? That's why I go hard. Like, I understand that this is, you got to meet the rubber at where the road meet. The road has to meet the rubber when you riding on it. Okay, let's just put it that way.
Amen.
And I'm just, my position is more so of, that's of a distraction. It's very hard, disheartening. It's very, very embarrassing and all of that. But as a strong black woman myself, I learned that I have had to move past that.
Bingo.
And just really, get out of them weeds of that.
Amen.
And really keep focus on what we are, what the end game is, and that's saving our democracy, man.
Amen.
Without that, we won't have nothing else. We really won't have nothing else. But I heard my bell, Zeus. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to go over too much, but
no, you can speak your
I'm sure
truth.
that you made room for this because you knew the magnitude of what that live actually did, and it affected everybody. Everybody in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion.
I know. So, I'm sorry that you had to experience this on the app. I really do, and it's one of those situations.
I'm sorry too, Zeus. I'm sorry too.
Yeah, but it's one of those situations where you're realizing it don't matter what color the demon, what color the person is. The MAGA demon is what it is, right?
Yeah, exactly, and it has to be dealt with.
Yep.
We can't just sit there and ignore it. We know it's there, right? So we got to do what we got to do. That's why I say stay laser focused on what it is that we are doing, because all of this stuff in between is smoke and mirrors. It's a distraction to get us away from the main thing. That's what the devil come to do, right?
Bingo.
Steal, kill, and destroy, right? Boom.
Bingo.
Unalive. I'm sorry. TikTok, my bad. For educational purposes only. Anyway, I'm out, Zeus. I love you very much. I'll see you in the streets, babe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Maldiva. You see right now, MAGA, we got them triggered this morning, ladies and gentlemen. They can't believe, what is it, January 4th, top of the year. And we didn't put the saddle on their backs, and we riding them, huh? Riding them straight into the dirt. You know what I've been saying to you Trump supporters and you MAGA individuals that are possessed with the MAGA demon? If you don't like what I'm saying and you don't like what we're doing, do us all a huge favor.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country.
Listen, I would love to send you all to, like I've been saying, Russia and, North Korea or China, all right? That's where you belong. You're a bunch of traitors. You're a bunch of low self-esteem individuals. You're miserable. Think about it. A lot of these folks, they haven't even left the neighborhood they grew up in, right? You're almost 40 years old, perhaps, right? You've been watching a lot of Fox News. 40 years old, and your greatest accomplishment. This is why these folks are sick in their stomach right now when they see Zeus. Your greatest accomplishment is that you take care of your kids. That's your greatest accomplishment. Your greatest accomplishment. You can pay your own bills. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's your standard right there. Oh my God. Not the fact that you graduated high school. No, I haven't graduated high school. I only got an 8th grade education. But guess what? I'm still smarter than you, Zeus. Oh my God. I had to have a conversation with myself about that, and I said, you know what? The amount of information and time it would actually take to actually have a intellectual discussion that would lead to progress with one of those individuals. I did the math. It'd take at least 3 or 4 years. And I said, you know what? I just don't got that much time. You're going to have to do what I say that the J Bear is going to have to do. You're just going to have to lay there and burn. All right, all right. Oh my God, oh my God. We got a lot of folks coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I got to talk to my good friend Shay. Shay.
Kingdom.
All right, good morning, Shay. How are you doing? What a show today, right?
Ooh, it's a good show, and I love everyone's talking about that fantastic live I was in yesterday. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Holy mess.
Yeah.
It was, I'd never really thought that Snacks could even lower himself more than he already has, and the fact that he even has people that think he's great, it just sickens me. I mean, what he said to Altice, this beautiful transgender Air Force, currently serving in the Air Force.
Wow.
Woman. I mean, it just was so freaking deplorable. And
nasty.
She was so amazing. She was eloquent.
Yeah.
She was calm. She was communicative.
Wow.
She was, she's incredible. I mean, I just am in awe of her. Her story is incredible. The way she exudes her confidence, her strength.
Well, let's give her a round of applause, right? Let's give her what she deserves. She deserves to be praised. She deserves to have the love and support out here, right? And that's what we do over here.
And 100%. And honestly, at the end of that live, we had, I think his name was Peace Truth something, but he just wanted to ask her questions. He was very, very curious, and she took time to talk to him. I told the story of my nephew as to how I became an ally so strongly with the trans community. I've lived through it with my own family. And he was like, I wish everyone could have, I know it sounds stupid, but I wish everyone could have a storyboard on them so that people could understand their story. And I said, well, what would be nice is when people would just stop and stop saying we want to change these kids.
Yeah.
Nobody's pushing change on these children.
Yeah.
Nobody wants their daughter to become a son and their son to become a daughter. Nobody wants that. You ask any parent on the planet.
Most parents simply love their children, I believe, right? 100%. I mean, and they take whatever comes with that child, right? That's my understanding. And so when you get into these spaces where folks who already got children, perhaps, or folks who don't have children want to overstep their boundaries and start parenting other people's children, it's to me indicative of a larger issue. Right? A lot of you are just simply control freaks. You're abusers. You're harassers and abusers. Simple.
They're ugly, and they live in this defined gender role mentality, right?
Yeah.
So Snacks was just so disgusting. He was like, he didn't even think women should even be in the military. The military's not for them.
Yeah. Well,
and you know what, Snacks? You should never have been in prison either, where I had to pay my taxpayer money to support you for the 12 years you were behind bars. How do you feel about that?
Well, if he was a real man, he would take accountability for his abusive behavior, and he would do the real work it takes. But I doubt that he'll do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he's just like, the role of a man is to, protect women and children.
No, not with that kind of behavior.
My
no way.
mother protected me. Okay, let's be real clear. My mother and my sister were the ones that protected me.
Tell him, Shay.
No man to protect me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's not, these gender roles is so ridiculous. And there are currently 10 women in the military that are generals. 10. Now, out of the 100, it's still a small amount, but regardless, women can serve in the military. And this whole idea that if you're going through, medical care to transition weakens you, it doesn't. These are not on the infantry, like all in his mind. This is like Sparta, right? Like you're on the infantry battle and you got your shield and your sword and you're running in.
Yeah.
The military is a very complex industry. Whether you're behind the scenes or you're pushing a button, you're flying a plane, a helicopter, operating, weaponry systems, whatever it is, there's so many diverse roles and mechanics and all of this stuff that's in the military.
You know what you're doing. You're speaking about things over their heads, Shay. I mean,
I know.
it's
I
it's
just, it was so
it's
disgusting.
it's unfortunate, but it's one of these things where you're just like, wow, can they even comprehend what we're saying? And the answer, unfortunately, is no, huh?
Coming from a man that Snacks never served in the military.
Oh my God.
So it's like enough is enough. And
Yeah.
it was it was disgusting. I was yelling like, when are you going to call this out? I was very, I had that conversation when you were called the N-word.
Yeah.
Janae and all of them said,
Yeah.
you should call this out when you see it. What? So when this
They can't call it out because deep in their hearts, they agree with it.
They agree with it. Yeah.
I get it, but I have a lot of confidence that Jay Bear, she will do the work because I think there's some light in that dark heart of hers somewhere. I'm hoping
she doesn't have a dark heart, and I agree. I think she's listening. I'm not. Janae and I chat here and there, and I don't. Like I said, I don't have anything against. Well, we do on a live. We don't personally. I don't.
Yeah. Politically, yes, her politics are way off. Like
yes, they are. But listen, we all come from different backgrounds and reasons, and some of us don't grow past our upbringing, basically.
Bingo.
We just kind of stay stuck, right?
All right. Yeah.
But anyway, I know I gotta go. But anyway, Altice, if you're listening, you're amazing, and I hope that she does more lives
Altice.
to really really educate people about what really happens within the trans community. But anyway.
All right.
Love you guys.
Love you too. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
You know who wasn't on the flight logs list?
Who?
Joe Biden and Barack Obama.
All right. Keep it.
All right, y'all. Love y'all. Take care.
All right. Love you too, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, let's give it up to the beautiful show. Oh my gosh, all this news going on, ladies and gentlemen. What an interesting show today. All right, well, we sometimes you gotta step aside from the politics and address matters like this in the kingdom. All right, if you don't know what we're talking about, just buckle up and listen. All right, you'll figure it out. Good morning, Miss Morningstar. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus. Good morning. Good morning.
Happy birthday. I hope you had fun yesterday, right?
I did. Thank you. I appreciate all the love yesterday. I had a good time.
All right.
I wanted to come in because I was having a good time yesterday. I really was. And then I was listening in on that live.
Oh, my God. Let's get into it.
And I said, not on my birthday, but it was necessary because, number one, the Snacks fella, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Something is deeply disturbed with that young man.
I agree.
And it goes beyond this app. It's something in his past life, something he has not come to terms with, something he needs to get serious help with. Because not only was he degrading this person as a veteran who serves our country, he degraded this person, this human being, as a human. He has zero respect for women. Zero. And when I say zero, he has zero respect for women.
Wow.
None. He sat on that panel. He called every woman on that panel the B word.
Yeah.
Several times.
Wow.
He called out Punk A. Jammin for not being on his side, and then he disconnected and came back. Jammin is a clown, and I need everybody to understand.
Wow.
Jammin is a clown, okay? He is not a.
This all happened yesterday. Sheesh.
This happened yesterday, Zeus. Jamming is a straight clown. He didn't have the balls to get up there and say, "Hey, dude, you're doing too much. Pump your brakes." These are ladies on this panel. He had no type of flex, but he can talk real tough and claim to be victim every time he come on that panel. He could talk real tough about, you know what I'm saying, we need to do this. I voted for Obama. I don't know. At this point, your political beliefs is out the window.
Wow.
It's about your respect for women and for the human race. That person who was speaking, that young lady with the elegance, oh my God, I couldn't have did it.
Wow.
I told her this morning, I said, you my shero. She was on Straight Lives Facts. Because spoke with such poise and eloquence. It was so, all those insults that were thrown at her, the disrespect, it was unbelievable. It was nasty. And let me tell you something about Jay Bear. Let me get into that real quick.
Go.
Jay Bear, and I hope you listening. I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt when we had that little, I tried a little bit, even though I don't. But what you proved yesterday when you gonna get up on this panel and lie, I'm sorry, Zeus, get up on this panel and lie and say, well, I left. Let me tell you something. You were gaslighting the situation by talking about medications, and there's medications you have to be on the field, trying to gaslight that animal to continue to attack that lady. We heard you.
Okay.
Stop playing your victim role. You know who did speak up?
Who?
Surprisingly, Stacy.
Wow, Stacy Bear.
Stacy Bear spoke up.
Wow.
She spoke up. But you, Janae Bear, no. You and Jammin sat back like little cowards and you gaslight. And when I requested to come up, nobody brought me up. And that's okay. I'm pretty sure it was Jay Beer and, because they're the moderators. And it's cool. But you gaslight that man to continue to abuse that woman. And you should be ashamed of your damn self.
Tell him. Wow, Morningstar. I love what you just
and
said.
And I don't even get this way. I like to have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like to have a good time because I feel like they a bunch of clowns. But that was ignorant, uncalled for, disrespectful. And I will not sit back and not use my voice to know when a woman, a black woman on top of that, is being disrespected by another black man. How dare you, you piece of crap.
Tell him, Miss
That's all I got, Zeus. But anyway, yeah, on my birthday, I'm going to let you go. I know you got a lot of people in the box who want to hear it, who want to listen.
Yeah.
But take that, Jay Bear. I know you. And there is no room for friendship around these streets. You are trash.
Accountability time, MAGA. Thank you, Miss.
All right, Zeus. Take care.
I really do appreciate you, all right?
All right. Thank you.
Lives protected. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't got much more time. I'm going to try to get through as much of this as I can. But to this fella Snacks, to this fella Lumberjack, and to this fella AJ. Once again, your names are coming up in the kingdom. I want to encourage you, brothers, to do something. All right, I get the energy you're bringing is all you know. It reminds me of a period in my life where I had to be informed that a lot of my behaviors fell in the category of abuse, right? And it's a hard pill to swallow, right? I'm not physically doing anything. I'm just using my words. Well, what I'm hearing today is all of you are verbally abusive people. You're emotionally abusive people. All right? And every time you get on this app, we don't get to see the authentic individual. What we get and what we're all experiencing is your hitman. For some strange reason, when you turn on the app, your authentic self gets pushed to the back and your hitman comes out. And what we're hearing is everyone else out here saying they don't like it. So, please, Snacks, AJ, and Lumberjack, do us all a huge favor. especially because you like to say that you're smart and you are trying to help the next generation. I don't believe you're qualified to help the next generation with that kind of attitude. Enroll in some anger management, all right? And if you need help, reach out to Zeus. Please enroll in some anger management courses. You got anger management issues, and what people on this app are saying is, we're not your therapist. If you need help getting that, if you need help getting funding for your anger management, come holler at your big brother Zeus. All right? Seek help, yes. All right, because what you're doing is not helping the community that you're trying to say you're supporting. I mean, and I hate to talk to you like this, but I gotta be blunt. That's why they call me Triple H, the most honest person. I'd be a liar if I didn't tell you what I believe this is. This has nothing to do with what side of the aisle you're on. This has everything to do with you being an adult and being accountable for your abusive behavior. I hope you're screen recording this. I hope you're streaming this. And if they're not, someone please stream record this message and send it to them. Let them know their big brother Zeus. See, you can't come in here and just overtalk me and my message won't get out. So we're going to put it in the history book. Your big brother Zeus. Been there, done that. All that trapping you claim you was doing in these streets, I know all about that. I know the streets like the back of my hand, champ. Why do you think I could sit here and do what I do and look better than you? Take it from me. It don't matter where you're from. Having the ability to control yourself is the greatest sign of strength a man can ever display. And right now, you're struggling. All right? Don't you dare. Don't try to get in a romantic relationship with a woman right now. That's not what you can do. You can't handle being in a relationship right now. Stop blaming the man. Stop blaming nope, just sit in that dark corner and let the words that I'm speaking resonate. All your life, you've been abused. All right? And you got to unpack all of that, right? You can't blame nobody else right now because you're an adult, right? You wipe your behind. You wipe your behind by yourself when you go to the bathroom. You know the hood you claim doesn't belong to you, right? You wipe your behind by yourself, right? You know how to eat. You know how to tell people you're hungry, so you can't say you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm making it real simple. Seek professional help to stop your abusive behavior. You're not ready to be in a relationship with a woman right now. If you are in one, you need to look her in the eye and say, listen, I'm sorry. I've been wrong. All politics aside, all BS aside, I've been wrong and I want to stop my abusive behavior. Outside of that, I really don't have nothing else to say to you. I really don't. This ain't about whether or not you could be more of an animal than Zeus. You're always going to beat me when it comes to behaving like an animal. You always will be. Because I refuse to go back to that lifestyle. I really do. But really, listen to what I'm saying. Seek professional help. To J Bear, I hope this live does, I hope it sits on your mind for a while, Janae. What I've heard sickens me. The fact that you and others on your, I don't even want to call it side of the aisle anymore because I'm setting politics aside. The fact that you lack the ability to directly confront abusive individuals, while at the same time, and I believe you, you have told me you've done work to protect children, which means that muscle to speak out against wrong is in you. The fact that you cannot use that muscle, Janae, to help these people that are abusive stop their abuse is alarming to me. All kinds of alarm bells are going off. You can say F Zeus, and you do, because you already know Zeus has self-control. And I'm not going to respond in a way that shows that, I'm not going to let my hitman out because somebody said. So you know you can get away with it when you say it to folks that got self-control. But you don't say anything to folks that you understand don't have self-control. Because of what, Janae? You're going to let all these other people continue to be victims? It's alarming. And the last thing I will say, Stacy, from what I'm hearing, you did a pretty outstanding job speaking up against this kind of abuse, because I think you understand what it is, all politics aside. I do, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, got to wrap it up, so I'll bring up a few more guests, but I wanted to get that out there. Uh, I cannot be a part of any kind of abuse, especially when it's online. It's just not, it's not healthy. So I'm going to encourage everyone out there. If you got a disagreement with someone that's politically, all right, get your argument out, you know, be passionate. But once it crosses over into being abuse and stuff like that, I'm out. I really am. All right. What an interesting situation we got on our hands. I mean, no. Vegas. I hear what you're saying. We all need to be kinder, but this is a different situation. All right. This is a situation where certain individuals, they really do need to do the work on themselves. And they need to be made sure that they are aware that their behavior is completely unacceptable. And Vegas girl, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was sad with your response to the question that I asked you, because I asked you, what would you say to an individual who behaved as they're saying this individual did? And you basically said you would say it's not right. But Vegas, I don't believe that, because deep down inside, I know this. If that would have happened to one of your loved ones, you would have way more than one sentence to say, right? And I'm being honest with you. If that happened to one of your loved ones, they came and they told you they were abused, I don't think you would only have one thing to say and just say to the abuser, that wasn't nice. You wouldn't. You probably would even want to escalate things. You probably, if necessary, you would seek help with law enforcement. You would ask that they be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. So whether it's you or Janae or any of these other content creators out here, the burden is clearly on you this morning to get on the right side of this. This isn't even politics anymore. This is simply abusive behavior that needs to be addressed. And I get that sometimes we say, I can't believe women did this or not. It ain't even about gender at this point. This is about stopping abuse. And these individuals, they're engaging in a form of verbal and emotional abuse, whether they want to deal with it or not. You can send them all the gifts on TikTok and say, I like what you did. All you're doing is you're basically green lighting the abusive behavior. I have nothing else left to say on this topic. I really don't. And I do got to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. If anyone does hold alive to continue this conversation, we can do that. But Zeus does have other affairs to attend to in this kingdom. And no, I will not be teaching anyone how to deal with their anger. You better learn by observing me. How do you think I can wake up every day and listen to people disagree with me and call me all kinds of names, but not let myself get outside of my character? That's where the real strength is. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's end this show on that. I am so sorry that we went that route, but it was a necessary thing to do. All right. And on that note, let's wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who stayed during this entire broadcast, you all deserve a round of applause. To my subscribers, to my gifters, cut it out, Nutty, to all those who came up in the panelists, you all deserve a round of applause. These are tough conversations. These are tough conversations. And you know what? I'm going to give a couple of shout outs to Stacy. Snuggles, I'll give you one too, because I think you're on the right path. And Janae, the fact that you sat in on a live with DJ the other day and heard us out, to me, I do appreciate that you did that. All right, I'll give you that. All right, and politics aside, I want us all to understand one thing. When you see abuse occurring on this app, please make it a point to speak up and stand against it, all right? To my critics and detractors and my haters, you know we got to do this, all right? I got to give it to them. One last round of booze and shame. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I do got to get up out of here, and I do hope you enjoyed this special broadcast. It was an interesting show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow. Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel.
Who always was handsome in the kingdom?
We gonna get it right, ladies and gentlemen. We gonna get on the right side of history, no matter what. Let's go.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus.
This is how I stare when I'm looking like. Thank you, Nutty.
Act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus.
Oh, thank you.
Moving like Zeus.
Accountability, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this is about. Let's go. Let's go. Peace up. I love you all.
Took a long time to get here.
Yeah.
Brand new.
If you living like a bum, get away from me, fool. I got money on my mind. I can't listen. I love you all.
You were high risk, it's all in the mix.
I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds. When you playing with the gods and you playing with the dead. Let's go. Yeah, grab your goose.
Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth.
Player hating on the gods, boy, you're such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to like a fuse. I'm catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. Let's go! Alright, keep voting blue, I love all of you. Miss Silk, I see ya. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. When I'm moving like Zeus. Mr. Incognito. Black J.
Thunder in the sky like you look like Zeus.
Cali love.
I'm a god, call me Zeus.
What a show.
And I'm burning down the roof.
You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. Thank you, April.
For this moment now, I gotta choose. If you
Coles, man, it's the Johnny Stern.
I didn't make it the rules, so I'm like a fool. If you can't swim,
Jazzy.
Even though
you know I love you, right?
People telling me be cool.
I'm just sitting on my throne while you're looking like a goof. Let's go, let's go.
With the truth, yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth.
Boy, you're hating on the gods, boy, you're such a douche.
Try to be patient, but you had to light a fuse. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose.
Jazzy.
Yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm walking like Zeus.
I really do appreciate you.
I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus.
Tell your son I said thanks, man. He's an awesome individual. Take care of your mom. Swing game.
You cool till I pull up like Zeus.
Hey,
in the sky
little hawk, my man.
Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god.
Let's go.
I just want to find 11,780 love.
Right.
Which is one more than we have.
Right, that's how we got here.
Sound line on the beat, kicking hard like Bruce.
Jackson.
That's how we got here. Funny girl, thank you. Let's go.
Don't get caught flipping the woods or you'll be dead.
Ready.
On the beat like Zeus.
He's deranged. Jackson. He's deranged. Jackson. He's deranged.
Yeah, you heard
Jackson. He's deranged. Jackson. He's deranged.
Jay Johnson.
He's deranged.
Yeah,
Jack Smith.
It's me.
He's deranged.
It's Zeus.
Jack Smith. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Oh my God, yes.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Right.
Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists
indict
me, I consider it a great badge of courage.
All right, I'm out of here. Have a great rest of your